Where is Kate has gone global? Theories about the Princess of Wales, Catherine Middleton, have run rampant. Timelines have been made. If you search within just the last past hour, so many articles are being published. Even Piers Morgan, renowned royalist, is starting to throw out theories. What is going on here, guys? Well, I think I've cracked the code. I think I do know where Kate is, and it's a little bit more obvious than you think. She's at home on her laptop, reading all the positive press and realizing that when she does come back after Easter, she's gonna be a damn hero. Guys, I know it seems so simple, but think about it for a second, because I got people saying, no, Harry and Meghan are pulling the strings. I think you're giving them far too much credit, and you're not giving the royal family and Princess Catherine enough credit. Because look, I have no doubt that maybe they didn't start all this on purpose. But as this started unraveling, as timelines have now been made, as Where's Kate has gone global, she has made her stock rise like crazy. Not to say her stock wasn't already valuable, but I'm talking about globally. The royal family is there to be a pillar of elegance and so many things. They bring in tourism. The royal family moves around and tries to do a lot of good work and shows up and supports and do photo ops and all these things. And their job is to be famous. Let's not forget that. They need to keep positive press going. They need to be seen as royal, as elegant, as important. And what else could make someone more important than a months-long witch hunt as to where is she? Has she disappeared? The royal family has turned into a true crime story. I mean, think about it. Who doesn't love a good true crime story? But more often than not, true crime stories end pretty boringly. Let's keep it honest. More often than not, those stories, when we followed the Gabby Petito case, as tragic as it was, people were making theories that Brian Laundrie was Hannibal Lecter with some weird, they still think he's alive. It is maddening what the internet will do when they run rampant and they run loose. And I think Catherine and the royal family know this. And I think they purposefully have been dropping edited breadcrumbs and more to make the press hang itself. Because I think ultimately when the truth comes out, I got to agree here with Kinsey, when the truth comes out, the critics are going to be ashamed of themselves and the press is going to look so stupid. Because look, even if they are hiding something, maybe there was a part of the surgery she didn't want to reveal. Maybe there is trouble in paradise. I don't know. None of it's really any of my business. At the end of the day, they are going to come out of this stronger than ever. And when Catherine does do her first appearance, I wouldn't be shocked if she doesn't try to, in a classy way, reveal just enough to make everybody feel like idiots, to make everybody realize how awful they were. And now you got this hero's victory when Catherine returns, as she deserves, but you also get to prove to the whole global press how big of a star Catherine Middleton is. Now just digest that for a second, because I'm in no way trying to take a shot at the royal family or Catherine here at all. To me, I think not enough people are giving them credit for playing this PR play in the wisest move possible, which is actually don't say anything. If anything, drop some little crumbs and misdirections and leads to keep the story going. So when we are ready to finally explain, as they did in the beginning, let's not forget the royal family hasn't really lied. They said she went away for abdominal surgery. Let's go through the timeline of her disappearance. She had, this was back in January, was really started. December was her last image, but she was last seen, but she was admitted to the hospital for surgery. She said, she would be back in Easter. She looks forward to reinstating as many as soon as possible, the palace said. January 17th, she had her successful surgery. He was leaving the hospital, discharged. They're grateful for the wishes, but, fueled social media claims as soon as she left. They didn't give her that privacy. She would return to duties as possible. They did then later said Easter. King Charles had all of this sort of happened. And it was until March when they started being photographed in the car, photographed at the farmer's market. All this stuff feels like, I don't know, man, because I keep looking at that Photoshop image on Mother's Day. And honestly, it was an error. Or was it? Was that kind of a brilliant way for Catherine it's hard because she did take a hit there. She had to come out and apologize, but all of her defenders were very quick to say, well, yeah, who doesn't edit photos? And it's true. And that photo, I imagine, wasn't a recent photo. And I'm sure if she were to come clean come Easter, when she does an interview, if she does, she's going to look, I think, really good. Yeah, I wasn't feeling very well. I wasn't at my best at that time, and I didn't want to miss out on my Mother's Day tradition. I had made that photo. I'd edited some of my kids' faces, as often moms do, and I put it out trying to ease people's worry, but all it did was make it worse. People tried to take my private medical records, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is so easy to spin this to what I think is the truth and come out of all of this, where's Kate drama and conspiracy, so much better for it, and making press who took the bait look pretty terrible. Now, I'm not against asking questions. I asked questions at the beginning. I did fall for this a bit, but I think some have taken it too far. I think some have revealed too much. I think this was a brilliant litmus test in a way to put a mirror to the press, to let the popularity of Princess Catherine rise, which it has. It's risen her stock greatly. And come out at the end glowing, even more classy and better than ever. And that's always what happens. People move on to other stories. Right now, we're waiting. The longer she's gone, the bigger this gets. Even the photo, we get finally video and they still don't believe it. Pierce Morgan, of all people, questioning it. Well, she looks thinner here and there. All this body shaming, all of it just looks bad. But it honestly, at the end of the day, will make Catherine look so much better. And that's why I want to go back to the whole Meghan and Harry of it. Because, yeah, I do believe that they've been kept in the dark. I don't believe they know anything. And was there a period where they were maybe their fan base was fanning the flames? Absolutely. I do think the Sugars have been making this worse. Don't get me wrong. But I believe the royal family and Catherine knew that would happen. Do I have proof that Harry and Meghan have done it? No. And I think it would be very bad of me as a journalist to claim that they were without actual evidence. I wouldn't put it past them. I'll say that. They would be top of my suspect list. However, I think we're giving them too much credit. To say that Catherine and the royal family can't see this opportunity to let everybody hang themselves and expose themselves and come out as winners, to me, is doing a disservice and actually is disrespectful to Catherine and the royal family. To try to give Meghan and Harry credit for this attempted downfall as a distraction to the African parks and all these things. Look, let me add this. Meghan and Harry are going to face a serious amount of karma in due time. I really do believe it. And sure, maybe there's a theory where they're distracting it, Andy, because of the African parks. I hear you. I'm not just saying that's impossible, but I think what's happening in the African parks, and apparently more is happening there, and we'll be covering it soon, that's going to be hard for them to just completely ignore forever. This Where's Kate story is not going to make people forget about it. More people are going to die in those parks. And we're going to learn that Harry was in charge of it and didn't take responsibility. And that's going to come to a head. So I don't think this is a thing that's stopping that. And this idea that this could wave a wand and we're all going to forget, I don't believe that's going to happen. So I don't see what other reason they would be out there trying to create this story. Now, could their fans be fueling it? Absolutely. And I think Catherine and the royal family know that. This story, Where's Kate? It's global, trending for months now, is only helping the royal family. Again, if it's all true, if there proves to be if the conspiracies prove to be true, well, this will be a massive knock on the royal family, but I just don't see enough evidence to explain why that would be happening. It just doesn't make sense to me personally. I don't know what big hidden thing would justify all these secrets. I just don't get it. So I do think that they're telling the truth. I think she had surgery, whatever kind of surgery it was. Maybe it is more private, guys. Who knows? Maybe she's trying to protect her kids. I could understand all of that. Maybe they still do have a problem in the relationship. A lot of problems happen in a lot of relationships. It's not my business. And I don't think something that big is happening that they needed to do this as a cover-up. I don't. And I think she'll be back, and I think she'll be better than ever. And I think she's going to be able to throw all of this in everybody's faces. But I understand why so many of us took the bait. And I think that Photoshop part was the turn for me, especially like, why would someone so smart do that. That's my theory. I think they did it on purpose. I think she posted that photo, an older photo with some air. It doesn't matter, guys. Let it go. It's only going to fuel the conspiracy. We have good reason as to why we posted it. I wasn't feeling well. Let it play. If she did that, if the royal family was really thinking that carefully, well then kudos, bravo, brilliant. Brilliant. Because you have just created such a monumental global story that in the end will be in your favor and make so much of the press that you hate and Meghan and Harry and their fan bases and everybody who is fueling it look like absolute morons. So that's what I think's actually happening here. The more I think about it, this is all a plan that they have now embraced and maybe encouraged a bit, and at the end of the day are prepared and ready to prove everybody wrong. And if so, like I said, kudos. And again, credit to the royal family. Stop giving credit to Harry and Meghan as if this could destroy them. Of course it's not going to destroy Catherine or William or the royal family. I want to stop giving them such credit for everything, and let's start really stepping back and give credit where it's due. What do you think? Am I completely off base? Do you think my theory has some substance? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Before you do, hit that button, hit that bell for all alerts, smash that like button, and let me know your thoughts down below. I appreciate all you. We'll be live later today. Hope to see you guys there. Thanks so much for watching here on Popcorn Planet.